someone compare Trump to the neighbor who keeps running his leaf blower outside your window every minute of every day. From a neighbor, that's exhausting. From a president, it's just dangerous. The truth is, Donald Trump sees power as nothing more than it means to his ends. They understand that we can secure our borders without tearing kids away from their parents.
That was former President Obama last night going after President Trump during his DNC speech. Former First Lady Michelle Obama also attacked Trump. Michelle says it's all on the Democrats to get Kamala elected. Watch.
We cannot indulge our anxieties about whether this country will elect someone like Kamala instead of doing everything we can to get someone like Kamala elected. They are not perfect. And like all of us, they will make mistakes. But luckily, y'all, this is not just on them. This is up to us, all of us, to be the solution that we seek. It's up to all of us to be the antidote to the darkness and division.
Joining me now live from the DNC is Harris Faulkner, the anchor of the Faulkner Focus. She is there broadcasting live from Chicago all week. Harris, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
How's it going?
You know what? You and I both know this.
Go ahead.
You and I know we have a little bit of a delay. I was just going to say, you and I both know this. When you come to a place, it just changes your point of view about all the numbers and polls and everything else. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about crime coming up, but it's real here in Chicago. And to have them not even talk about that yet during the convention, substantively, what's going on outside is pretty unreal. I didn't mean to cut in, but I wanted to start with that because every morning we get the numbers of the shootings. And it's a lot, Maria.
You said something really important there, and I want to get back to it because you're right, first of all. How are they completely ignoring what's going on outside? And number two, you said when you go to a place like that, you're in the middle of it, you tend to forget the numbers and you see what's going on. So I want to really tap into that. But first, I want to ask you about that soundbite we just played. Harris, we played Michelle Obama in her speech last night, and I don't know how it felt to you. You were there watching it live, but she said, they will make mistakes. It's on us. It's not just on them. I felt in some ways, to me, as I was watching it from home, Harris, I felt like she was basically telling us, okay, so she's a weak candidate. You know, that's the reality of it. But she's not alone. We're going to help her. Is that what you heard?
Well, your instincts are spot on. And not only will they help her, she wasn't even there last night. She was in Wisconsin, she and Tim Walz, her VP nominee. They were doing a fundraiser, we are told. Look, the feeling right now is that people don't feel heard by the Biden-Harris administration. I don't know how that much changes under a Harris-Walz administration that's 31 days old in terms of just running. So if they can't get it together for the convention, how long will we have to wait for them not to make all those mistakes that we just have to sit through should they be elected? I mean, it is really a great point to showcase the fact that what happened to day one? Why is it even necessary, Maria, that we see such a complicit liberal and legacy media love fest going on with no hard questions from her, but also not the hardcore press on why won't you take questions?
It's unbelievable.
Like if this were Donald Trump or any other Republican or conservative, they would have the countdown on 24 hours a day. Oh, they must be hiding something, whatever. Well, why can't we ask those same questions with the Democratic candidates? I think we can and we should, and it's our responsibility as journalists to do it. But this is day one. This is day one reset. I mean, we've seen a rollout of Kamala Harris like 10 times since 31 days ago. Yeah. But it isn't. And Donald Trump has said it. The former president said her day one was 3.5 years ago.
Of course.
They ought to be ready for this.
Yeah. And for them to come out and say, we know how to secure the border. Well, then how come you haven't secured the border? I mean, in the 3.5 years, they were acting as if they haven't been in power. Hope is returning. We don't want the chaos. you've been in power for the last 4 years. But let me get back to the crime and what you're seeing outside and this split screen of what's going on inside. They keep attempting to paint Kamala as a strong candidate on crime. President Biden accused former President Trump of lying about crime during his speech Monday night. However, just in Chicago yesterday, more than 70 anti-Israel protesters arrested at the Israeli consulate. They were clashing with police in full riot gear. Law enforcement arrested a murder suspect after a lengthy manhunt in a nearby suburb. The man barricaded himself inside of an office. And since the start of the DNC, at least 14 people have been shot. 5 people have been killed in the city.
Right.
The weekend headed into the convention saw 26 people shot, killing 5 of them. A recent Fox News poll finds voters trust Trump over Kamala Harris when it comes to crime. Is none of this being talked about on the ground there, Harris?
Well, not at the convention. I mean, the voters are talking about it. The reporters are talking about it, of course, because we see it. It's all around us, Maria. So I land on Sunday, and some of those 26 people shot, that was already in play by the time I got here. And then just yesterday, we learned that on the first day of the convention, the first day, they had 3 murders and 7 shootings. I mean, you talk about numbers, that's how you get to 40 people or 109 people shot over July 4th weekend. I mean, it's like a slow movement, and you don't take it all in and then realize after a couple of days, this is happening all around us. They had a man who was held up in a barricade yesterday for hours with a gun. That was here. It was right outside the convention. I thought that must be I caught a little bit of it as I was walking through. The local news is covering all of it. I don't know how you don't mention how to make life better here in Chicago. You had Chicago's golden son on the dais last night at that convention,
That's
Barack
right.
Obama.
Yes, that's right.
And I now call him the closer, the commander and closer, because it was his job to just close the door on Biden. Too bad it wasn't his job when he was in office not to close the door on crime, or at least draw attention to it in his own home city. And he missed that opportunity again last night. Look, she's not day one ready to fight the kind of crime that we're seeing here. It's worse here than it is in New York, at least statistically. It's less random here, perhaps, because it is in some certain concentrated areas. But murder is murder. And anybody can be a target. And we're seeing those numbers tick right back up. And it's really, really disconcerting when you're in the middle of it.
So do you believe these polls? I mean, given the backdrop of Kamala Harris's leadership and what it has led to, wide open border, inflation, 40-year highs, $7 trillion in spending. I mean, do you believe the fact that these polls say they're so close? And what do you feel you've learned by being on the ground there? Is there anything that you feel differently today after watching all of this play out these last couple of nights?
Well, one thing that's different in past years, like 2016, 2020, is that people will talk to you about how they feel. So I think it's not just disingenuous. It's a lie.
Yeah.
When these leaders in the White House, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, say that they don't know how people feel and that suddenly it's news to her. You know how the polls are being impacted right now? They have a complicit legacy and liberal media to help them out.
That's right.
I mean, that's playing a role. And look, there are questions about, even with all of that, why is it so close?
Yeah.
Why can't she pull away? Because people see the truth. They're living it every day, and they still feel unheard. She hasn't, and look, I don't expect her to walk the streets with needing security and all of that.
Right.
But she could send her team out. I mean, they should be taught. That's what we did with the Faulkner Focus team. We hit the streets, and people will tell you point blank, you know, no matter what category, demographics, male, female, young, older, anybody who has a job right now and has to shop and buy food. Well, that's everybody. Who doesn't eat? Except for maybe Joe Biden, because they get the food for everybody in the White House, so they haven't been to the grocery store. But look, if you're feeling this economy, there's no way that you're buying what they're selling right now.
Absolutely.
So the polling is inflated. It always is. It's a brand new, shiny new object. And, and Barack and Michelle last night were really selling it for Kamala and so on and so forth. Well, they pretty much had to, because she was next door at a fundraiser in Wisconsin. Right. Well, not next door, but nearby. Sure. So it's interesting. The big stars in the party carry her flag for her, and the media does, some of them too.
Yeah,
I mean,
what a shame.
Who gets a pass like that?
What a disappointment the media has been for all of us, really letting down the American people. Incredible. Harris, we'll see you later on Overtime. We look forward to your reporting on the ground, going outside and speaking to everybody. Harris Faulkner. We'll see you soon, Harris. Thank you. Stay with us.